take this picture right quick. What? Oh.
You record?
My bad. Yeah, this thing recording photo. There we go. Take it up. Throw that on your arm.
Yeah, fat, that fat. Yeah. Okay.
I don't like my face to look fat long. We gotta go over. Gotta do it over. Come on. I don't like that, man. I'm funny about pictures, alright. Then one more. Alright, I like that. There you go.
Okay, man. Yeah.
And I'll send those to you.
Alright.
Okay, so let's do it.
Yeah, they finna start coming.
Oh, wait a minute.
Yep, they coming. Yes, sir. Let's see. Taking their time tonight. I don't know if it paused it or not. But yeah, I can get the content with that. Alright, back again. Once again with
Tree from Trees Walk.
yeah, we got Tree back once again. Yes, sir.
You
know what I'm saying? I know the first time she came through, y'all was feeling that because I'm looking at the comments and yeah, so part 2, man, we back at it again. So from your point of view, what was one of the most dangerous situations you seen while you was in there?
Let me see. Well, one of the most dangerous situations I seen when I was in prison, I think it was this girl when it was 2 girlfriends and they was sitting out on the field and they was arguing one day. So when they had got through arguing and everything, they broke up and they had been broken up for about 2 weeks. So they both of them gone about their business and everything. And so it was a black girl and a white girl and they was together. So the black girl was kind of like the dominant one and the white girl was like the feminine.
Mm-hmm.
So the feminine girl started talking to another dominant girl, and the other girl, the dominant girl, she walked down and she was like, hey, what you got going on? They started arguing. So she was like, nah, we through, go ahead on. Black girl walked off and she came back like 2 hours later. The white girl was sitting down with her new girlfriend, and black girl came behind her with a shank and just went across her neck like this, man. Her neck just opened up. They shut down the yard. They had to air flight that girl. They had to land the plane in the institution. That girl almost didn't make it, man. I'm talking about we had to lay down flat on the ground. People were screaming and hollering. Anybody that was walking had to hurry up and run to their dorm. But if we weren't near our dorm, we had to lay down flat, put our face in the ground, and not look at the situation. While they pick her up, it was crucial, man. While they air flight this girl. I'm talking about blood was everywhere. When she hit that girl's neck, I'm talking about blood was everywhere, man. That thing was scary. I was traumatized. I had just got to prison. I hadn't even been to prison 6 months. And I was so traumatized, I walked around just traumatized about 3 whole months, man, just flashback and seeing that stuff. So
Yeah. So, okay. I know during time where I was at the place that I done been, you have dudes in there that pay for protection. Was it like that in there where you had females that pay
What
for protection?
No, it's not really that they pay for protection. Like, they don't call it that. So what happened is this. Like, we'll see a vulnerable female, because there's been a time where there was a little white girl, and I have a video on my page about the little white girl that this dominant girl tried to take advantage of her and make her girlfriend against her will. The little girl was married, but she had that money. And the little dominant, when I say dominant, I'm talking about, them girls that like girls, but they butch.
Yeah.
And she liked this girl, so what she do, this how the women do it, they'll finagle it. They won't say, you know what I'm saying, they don't come straight up with it. What they start doing is, like, they'll start easing over to your bed and everything. Like, say for instance, the white girl get up to go to child. The black girl will go over there and fold up the blanket, straighten up the shoes, straighten up the pillow.
Yeah.
So, like, when it's shower time, she'll take the girl shower, she'll throw the towel, go in the shower, throw the towel there, because in our prison, the towel spoke volume. If my towel there, don't play with it now.
Yeah.
You see my towel there, that mean I'm next.
Yeah.
So she'll throw the towel up to be like, my girl next. She starts saying, hey, my girl next. So then it flows into something like this. Like, somebody will go in there and they'll be like, oh, okay, this you and your girl towel? Now she done ease into that.
Yeah.
Now this girl got a whole husband. So what'll happen is this. The girl will be scared to stand up and say, oh, nah, you know what I'm saying? Because the girl start making her feel like, you owe me something. I done did this, did this. Put your towel on the shower. They make them feel obligated. So they get scared to stand up for themselves and say, hey, I ain't even with it. I ain't about that life. So one day, it was a little white girl, and it was a little big dominant girl, and she was just taking advantage of it. So one day, the little white girl got in the shower. The dominant girl slid out of her shower. I was sitting on the stool talking to my friend to the next stool, just sitting there chilling. She was like, man, what's going on? I said, man, I'm finna watch this, because I already know what the time it is with this girl. And I feel sorry for the little girl. So look, she slid over in the girl's shower. The girl said, oh, no, don't get down like that. Don't do that. Man, that girl wasn't trying to hit that, man. That girl, and so I stood up too. I say, man, what you doing? Get out the girl's shower. Tell my tree, this ain't your business, man. This ain't your business. I say, man, get out the girl's shower, bro. Come on. Don't do that to that girl, man. Come on, pick on somebody your own size. She was like, Tree, this ain't your business, man. It's prison. Everybody need to mind their business. But I wasn't hearing that, man. I yoked her out of there. And I snatched her right up out of there. I wasn't even going for that. And she was trying to bow up. I just put her to sleep. She fell out in the mop bucket room. Then when she woke up, she was like, dang, man, where I'm at? Oh, man, I just remember, driving, and I woke up. And I was at the club, and I said, yeah, we going to put you in the bed. You just woke up from the club. I ain't wanted to tell on me. So I made her feel like, that's what time it was. Yeah, they do that stuff in prison, man. So anyway, that's the thing. So vulnerable females will slide up under, people like that has that respect in the prison. Like, I had a lot of respect in the prison because they know I stand up for myself. So they'll try the little white girls or the little scary girls will try to come be friends with me because they know that if they're friends with me or if they're seen talking to me, people not gonna bother. They're gonna be like, nah, man, that's true friend. Yeah. So yeah, they'll just ease up under you pretty much for protection, but they won't without saying I need protection.
Okay. So let me ask you this: on the flip side, was there ever a time you got into it with somebody and they gave you a run for your money? Like, I had to work for that one, but woo.
Nah. And I'm not lying when I say that. It's not. I say no because all my fights have been effortless. Like, I don't start them. I don't go around picking on people, and I always talk to God before I did it. Like, if somebody come by, just before I went home, a few days before I was going home, a girl just flipped out on me because we was coming in the door, and she got mad because I didn't hold the door. And she started cussing me out and beat this and hitting her fist. And I'm just looking like, what in the world going on? Then she kicked her shoe off and ran my way. And when she did, I said, my Lord God, you know I ain't start this now. And I say that, and when she got up in my space, I hit her. right there, dropped them, and she just went to sleep. God always protected me. I never had to scrap.
Yeah.
Never.
Yeah. So, okay. On another note, like when it comes to officers and personal dealing, did you ever run across the ones who act like they so police, but then they really,
Every
you know?
every female officer I messed with was police.
Yeah. Yeah.
It was nasty.
Yeah.
I mean, to the point where people used to be like, man, we got such and such in here tonight. Dang, I can't stand her, but I love that.
Yeah.
Because that means that y'all wasn't expecting nothing.
Yeah.
You know, you ain't sitting on your bed trying to peep out now. You going to
Yeah.
get up out of her way. You going to go mind your business because you think she nasty. But at the same time, she'll come out there to my tree. Open your locker. And shake me down, and then like drop me a note there while she's shaking me down. So
Not
I used
a
to
note.
like, yeah.
No,
I used to
nah.
love it. I used to love
See,
it.
that one thing I ain't seen that. Okay, I done seen some notes get passed, but I ain't never seen an officer initiated.
Yeah,
I ain't seen that one.
She had one officer had some had herself took some pictures in a negligee, and she had came, and it was my birthday, and she shot it off in my locker. And I was like, dang, man, I was looking at the pictures and everything, and I was like, dang, but I went and took them back. I was like, hell no, I don't want them. Like, I looked at them, but I said, what I'm going to do with it? Like, if I get shook down and they take them, I'm going to go to jail. And she was like, that's smart thinking.
Yeah.
She was like, I was thinking you was going to take the head off. What the hell I'm take the head off for? I want to see your face.
Yeah.
She wanted to look at the body.
Okay, nah. Okay, so, boom, how the details work? And like, did you ever have to finesse your way through a detail?
Yeah, man, because when you first come in, you know, all the good details and jobs, they get them to people that's already there and established.
Mm.
So when we come in, it's either culinary or inside grounds. We going to get the laborer's job, because the good jobs like canteen workers, rec workers, and all that, chapel workers and stuff, you know, those like incentive jobs, people them being good and everything. So one day I remember I went to ICT. Remember ICT?
Mm.
You go and get your job. So they was like, yeah. And they messed around and put me in culinary. And I didn't want to be in culinary because you can't maneuver in culinary, man.
Mm.
And you can't do what you need to do. I was like, man, I'd rather go on inside grounds than culinary. So once they give you your job, you have to step out and go. That's it. Man, listen, they had a whole line of people. I got in the back of the line.
Mm.
And when they don't know who out there, they'll just say next, bam, get your job, next. Man, I got in the back of the line. When they said next, I came back in. They said, we just did you. I said, man, listen. And I said, listen, don't give me culinary. You can give me anything but culinary. And it was like, well, we ain't got nowhere else to place you. So I had to talk to people. They say, no, we don't need nobody else on ground because Mr. What's his name, say he got enough people. I say, well, let me work rent then.
Mm.
Come on, man. I say, I don't need to be in culinary. Listen, man, I got too much time and I be thinking about stuff and I don't want to do the wrong thing to nobody or to myself. They say, put in rent.
Mm-hmm.
I finagled that.
So, okay, like in the men prison, say you catch a plug, you gonna have a certain group of individuals trying to backdoor you for your plug. Have you ever seen a situation where somebody got backdoored for the person they were dealing with?
Well, yeah, I've seen that situation a lot of times, you know, so they tried to get me. You know what I'm saying? They felt like one of the girls, you know, she was trying to tell the officer all this stuff about, that I was messing with the lady in the laundry. I was messing with the lady in classification. One of the inmates that liked the lady in classification, that lady wasn't gay. They ain't know that lady in classification was gay. She only liked me. But then she tried to go behind my back and say that, you know, she be messing with all the officers. She messing with the officer in the laundry room and this and that because she was trying to get her.
Yeah. And
the lady came back and she confronted me about that. And I was like, what, man? This my job. The laundry room is my job. She was like, well, who put you in the laundry room? Because I'm your classification officer. I said, but you was on vacation, and when I got out of confinement, that's where they put me. She was like, she went on the computer, she checked. She was like, no, you ain't finna work there. You finna work in classification. But yeah, they tried to go behind my back and tell her I had a girlfriend in the dorm. I had a girlfriend in the laundry room. And then they used to go to the captain. I had an uncle working at the prison. He was a captain. I ain't gonna even call his name. But they used to go to him and tell him that I was messing with the officers and that the officer was letting me do this, that, and the other, so that, you know, the captain have to dispatch the officers to the dorm. They wanted him to take her out of the dorm so she wouldn't be in the dorm with me because that was her regular dorm. So they went to him not knowing that he was my uncle. And they was telling him stuff, and he came back and he called me. He say, first he told me, he say, be careful now, you hear? And I said, yes, sir. And I didn't know what he was talking about. Then he saw me 2 weeks later. He said, come here. He said, remember I told you to be careful? I said, yes, sir. He said, you know they coming to me telling you about you and that officer. Now be careful. You people watching you. I said, man, I ain't doing no officer. They lying. They just want you to take her out of the dorm. He was like, I ain't moving nobody. Yeah, so they play dirty now.
Oh, okay.
And then I had one where they knew that lady was bringing me cologne, and they tried to confront her with money, talking about their Western Union, her this or that, to bring them something. You know, so they was trying to get my connection. They were trying to pay her to bring the stuff in. Yeah. And she came back and told me about it.
Okay.
I said, get the money.
What was it ever a time you was you seen a riot or was involved in a riot?
No, I wasn't involved in a riot. I ain't seen a riot in the women prison, but now they did used to have these little things that when the officers take certain things or they change rules and they didn't like it, they'll sit down and won't work.
Yeah.
And everybody will be on the same team. Come on, y'all, we ain't going to work today, man. Nah, they ain't. Listen, we got to stand up for this, so nobody would go to work until they go back to the table, to the drawing board, and come up with something better. Because we wasn't going for it. So we would stick together to a certain extent.
Oh, okay. I know when I first went to prison, they had what you call litigators, guys that'll do law work and, you know what I'm saying, actually trying to fight in their case or whatever. But again, to the later part of my bid, it started fading off. You really don't see guys working on law work. Did y'all have females in there that was, you know what I'm saying, that what they do? Like you could pull up on them and ask them something, they'll give you some with some good advice or whatever.
Oh yeah, them girls, let me tell you something about them law workers in there. Them law clerks was getting everybody out of prison. Even themselves. Them girls had murder charges. Them girls had some charges, man, you wouldn't even thought that them girls could fight. And they was getting themselves out and they was getting people out for real. Like it was a girl named Inga Lamont. Now I got to give her props. She's so bad. Like you could just walk up to Inga and be like, "Hey Inga, man, what's such and such and such?" And she could call it right out of her head. I'm talking about that girl eat, sleep, and breathe the law. She knew that law better than lawyers. She can look in your case. She can tell you what book to pull. She can go in your case and she can write all that stuff out for you, send you right back to court like that and win your case. She was bad, man.
Yeah. Okay. Cause I be. You know what I'm saying? Think about that sometime. Like a lot of dudes that be in there with a lot of time, you ever run across a female who had a lot of time but didn't take it serious?
Yeah, it's a girl in there right now. She got a life sentence, man, and she just crazy. I think she crazy though. That's why because she digging in the trash can. Before I left, she was eating out the trash can. Like I used to walk up on her, I say, what you got, man? What you doing? Tell me I'm just getting done. I say, go to the chow hall. Tell me, nah, man, I'm tired of all that right there. And then let me tell you, now she was a bona fide dominant stud. I'm talking about I could pull girls. She was a nice looking white girl. And a lot of girls liked her, but it's like she got life in prison and her mind just started deteriorating. Like she started pulling out the trash.
What?
Like, yeah, man, and I was like, dang, she was a sporty little dominant girl too. Yeah. Like she was in the caliber with us. She was like hung out with us, and then she just started losing it. And I'm like, dang, man, you losing it for real in here. And she was like, man, I'm gonna do this time the way I want to. I said, why don't you just fight the case? You know what I'm saying? Go to England and fight that case. She was like, I ain't gotta worry about no bills. I ain't got to worry about this. So, you know, she was just doing that time the way she wanted to. She was smoking weed when she want to. She'll drink when she want to. The people tell us to open our lockers, and she'll lay right up on her bed. She'll look. I say, you better open your lockers. What they gonna do to me? I got life. And then there was another little young girl. She was in YO, man. She just ran around just messing with all the females. I was like, man, you need to get in there and fight your time, girl. I wouldn't want to stay the rest of my life in here. But a lot of them don't take that stuff serious because they ain't got nobody out here to come home to, so they don't care.
Yeah.
You know?
Okay. So you know, it was it ever a time in there where you felt like you just couldn't take it no more?
Well, one day I was in confinement and they had locked me for nothing again. I hadn't did anything, so I'm laying on the bed. I'm like, man, I'm about tired of this right here, man. I was about to just, I don't know, boy. I was about to flip over on them, start acting like the rest of them act, you know, because everybody else fighting them and cussing them out. I'm trying to be respectful, but it was one time I was just laying on the bed and I was like, man, I'm tired of this, man. I can't do this. I can't do this. I wanted to go home, and I started thinking about home too much, and I really got homesick. So it was a time that I had gotten so homesick that really I ain't really want to be on the compound. I just want to be in confinement so I can think.
Yeah.
Like think about home without all the distractions, because
Yeah.
you know I ain't want to see the bright lights when you wake up in the morning
Yeah.
and all that stuff. I had gotten to that point where, man, just put me in confinement. But that was kind of like that was just for a split second, especially when I first got to prison, because I was just homesick. I hadn't even gotten a routine in there yet, man. It was like I was just trying to find my way, and I couldn't really I never adjusted, but I couldn't adapt to the fact that, dang, man, I'm gonna have to do 20-some years in here.
Yeah. Yeah. So, was it? I know I was on it like this, counting days. Was there ever time you ever make little calendars and stuff like
Hell
that?
no. I ain't making no calendar.
Yeah.
A calendar couldn't hold my years.
Yeah. Yeah.
Nah.
So, I mean, you know, adjusting to it. You know what I'm saying? Once you got fully adapted to it, you know what I'm saying? Did you feel like, okay, cool, when I do get out, the transition won't be too hard?
Nah, I always felt like the transition was gonna be hard because I didn't know anything.
Yeah.
Like I was on the street, I was fending for myself, but I didn't know life. I didn't know how to use a credit card. I didn't know how to open a bank account. I just didn't know how to use a phone, like a upgraded phone, except for the Nokias that they bring us in
Yeah.
and the little throwaway phones. You know, them phones ain't upgraded like this. So I'm sitting here looking at a phone like this right here, and I'm like, I don't understand it. And I hit the wrong button one time, and didn't know how to turn it off. So I was walking around 3 to 4 in the morning up there at the store trying to get anybody to help me get the thing
Yeah,
off the
yeah.
screen because I was lost. So yeah, yeah.
Yeah, so is it in it? It's still in it. Certain thing that you did in prison that still kind of stick with you, like just it could be little thing that you might catch yourself doing. Like for me, like when I had to break myself up out of it. I used to, my partner used to laugh about it, but I still, for the first couple weeks, I'm so used to taking my boxes off, washing them in the shower.
My goodness, I ain't
still,
doing that now.
No, listen, I had just got out my first 2 weeks. I was just so used to doing it. I'm like, man, I'm tripping, man.
I used to do it too, but nah, I think I just.
Cause it was
Went
so
back-
natural. I had to break up out of like certain things. Is it anything you just felt like it took you a while to shake up out of? Maybe a way of thinking or anything?
Probably the way of thinking, but not habits. Like I always been like the free type. I'm gonna just do what I want to do.
Yeah.
Like in prison we wear the shower slide, but once I got home, man, I was like, hell no, I ain't wearing these things. You know,
Yeah.
I was free, but my way of thinking that had to shift, cause I was suspicious of everybody. I was like, nah, I don't know about that. But yeah, I had to break my way of thinking because sometimes, living around all them girls and them treacherous snakes, they motive so wrong. So it's like, even when I used to go to my job, I used to look at everybody like, man, y'all ain't right. And they used to remind me of the people in prison too. So it kind of kept my mind there. Because they behaviors was like that. I was like, y'all act like people in prison. So I just had to break a lot of my thinking. It wasn't my ways, it was my thinking. Yeah.
Okay then. As far as educational things and you know what I'm saying, what you felt like was the best program at one of the facilities you was at that could possibly help you for real in the free world?
I think it was the computer program for me. Because that right there helped me like to navigate with troubleshooting and everything. And I learned a lot. I learned a lot about computers, even though half of the things we learn we don't put in practice anyway. That's even with degrees and going to college. You get this stuff and you never use it. But learning about computers was a big help for me. that's the thing that helped me the most, because some of the right now with the computer, if I have a problem right now on my MacBook or something, I know how to troubleshoot real good. So that paid off for me.
Okay, then. Okay, then. Yeah. So, taking it back, like when you initially went to prison, did you set a long-term goal, something you wanted to build up on that would help you when you got out?
Well, now, no, I can't say I did. I didn't think about goals. Now I know in the end, I did start, like, I stopped spending money and started saving money. I said, man, let me start saving money so that I won't go out there empty. You know what I'm saying? Because it's hard for me to build from nothing. I'm not motivated when I'm starting from zero. So I at least want to start from like 2,500. So I set that little minor goal. I say I'm gonna start sending all my money home on this month right here, on this year right here. I ain't gonna spend money like that. And plus, I had my best friend Gigi and Gomez. So she was like, I tell you what, you send all your money home, which I was sending it to her mom to open a bank account, to hold for me, to help me open a bank account once I got out. Jen said, you just send my mom all your money to put up for you, and I'll split my bank with you to make sure you have what you need. Because we can draw $100. So Jen will give me 50 and she get 50, even though I ain't need 50. But anyway, when I got out and her mom picked me up and helped me open up that account, I had like over 2,500. So that was good.
Yeah, yeah. So, I went through a situation while I was in prison getting money, you know what I'm saying? It'd be a couple people, whether a few friends, few family, find out you got a few dollars and they want to, hey, can you help me out? And you help them out. Was there ever a time you was in a situation where you were helping that person, but then when you said you couldn't do it, they was upset?
Well, I wasn't in contact with my family like that. Yeah, I did. I fend for myself. I did my time by myself. But now there was one time that I was in Jefferson, and I had this girl. Me and my friend, she used to play cards real good, so she had a lot of money, and she sent my aunt some money. I didn't. She did though, under strength that she was my aunt and she liked me. So she did send my aunt some money. I was like, I ain't had contact with my family like that. But see, the reason why she knew my family was because my cousin came when I was at Jefferson. She came and started working at Jefferson, which is the reason why they had to ship me to another institution, because I couldn't be on the same compound with my cousin working there. So my friend got to know my family because she started working there. Then she knew her mom and she shot her some money. That's between them.
Yeah. Okay, like another thing I be thinking about too, like in the man prison you got different objects, inmates use different objects to defend themselves with, like locks and assault, knives, things of that nature. What kind of stuff they made in them?
Same thing.
Same thing.
Shanks, lock in the sock. Them girls, they'll take a water bottle like this right here, dash you with that bleach. What else they use? That's pretty much. They just use their razor to lock in the sock. They put some soap in the sock. They'll take the locker and put it on their hand like a ring and close their fist. Come hit you with that, and that's basically same thing. Same thing.
So have you ever seen a inmate jump on an officer?
Yeah, of course.
Yeah.
I was in Mike Dorm when I saw that. That officer was scrapping too. She wasn't even playing. She wasn't trying to be no officer. She straight up fought that inmate. She got with that inmate. That inmate had a reputation for fighting officers. But when I tell you, this lady, she did not care. She threw that radio down and wore that inmate out. I was like, ooh. Yeah, I'm talking about the inmate was trying to pull her hair, but that lady wasn't having it. That lady body slammed her, got her hair, and she wore her out. I said, ooh.
Was it ever a time a high-ranking official at the prison, or like a warden or somebody ever got caught up with an inmate?
Yeah. You had like they had this officer. I forgot. No, he was the major, the mayor. And I forgot his name, but he used to move all the feminine girls wherever they wanted. He was in the newspaper. They called him Daddy. They used to call him Daddy. So yeah, he started messing with all them inmates. He got caught up real bad. They took him out of the institution, and they had a big article on him. Yeah, I told Gingy and one day when we wanted to be in certain dorms, I say, Jen, you cute. He like your kind. He
Mm-hmm.
like you, Spanish girl. Go get us moved. And man, he was so in love with Jen. He was in love with all of them. But
Mm-hmm.
she went in for nagging and got us in the AC dorm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay then. Okay then. Uh, let me see. I can't see. Okay. But yeah, man. So take me through that last night before you knew you finna go.
Well, that last night before I knew I was gonna go, man, I was scared. Yeah, I was scared. Now this the time when I was coming out, knowing that I was gonna wasn't coming back.
Mm.
This the time when I knew I was not gonna come back. I was a little scared because I was going to a new location. I wasn't going back to St. Petersburg. I was coming to Jacksonville, and it was like, man, I don't know how I'm gonna make it. I don't know nobody where I'm gonna get a job from. You know, I ain't got the transportation, even though I know Gingy and Mom was there to help me. It's like, dang, I don't know where to go. I don't even know where to begin to go look for a job. And I know that the lady can't hold my hand and walk me through it every day. So that was a little bit scary. So I kind of cried to Jen on that one. She had to console me.
Yeah.
But yeah, but when I got out, you know, God had it. Everything was right there. I can walk out this door just like you just walk out here and everything just right there. All the jobs was right outside. And I was like, okay.
Okay, man. Okay, man. So, what was your first job when you got out?
Dollar Tree, a cashier. I went down right next to the hotel. It was a Dollar Tree. I walked over there and asked the man for a job. He hired me. 2 weeks, I became the manager of the Dollar Tree, the assistant manager of the Dollar Tree.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, what you think was some of your biggest challenges since you've been out?
My biggest challenge, let me see. Do I really have any? I think I say my biggest challenges have been the churches. Yeah, pretty much the church. I flow well with everything. It's just like the church is a challenge for me.
Mm.
Just church. It's the church. I ain't got nothing bad to say about them. It's the churches, man. When I walk up in a church and sit down, and my spirit gets so disturbed, that's my biggest challenge. I can navigate through everything in life, but when it comes to spiritual things, I just get tripped up, man. I get so sensitive and tripped up when it comes to the church, man. That's my biggest challenge right there.
Yeah, yeah. So, you know, what would you say a characteristic that really stuck with you that you learned in prison, like, you know, because everyone find themselves, you know what I'm saying? What's the characteristic you feel like was one of them like, yeah, I had to tighten up right there?
Probably my mind going in about 56 different scenarios. 9 times out of 10, like when you don't have all the information to put everything you need to put together, and you know you kind of like things don't add up. So when things don't add up for me, I tend to put what I want to make it make sense to me.
Mm.
So if you're gonna leave the option on the table, and you better make it make sense, because if you leave it up to me, I'm gonna add about 50,000 scenarios that's gonna all be negative because you left it open and you didn't leave me with a positive impact about whatever's going on. Now I'm gonna come up with all these scenarios, and then 9 times out of 10 I'm wrong.
Mm.
You know, I done felt some type of way. I done built myself up and put the pieces together on my own. And then I feel some type of way about it. And then I find out that, you overthought that. You're wrong. And so that's another thing that I had to work on, that God has changed and shifted me on. I don't do it no more.
Mm.
So I'm good now.
Okay, like a lot of the prisons I've been to, they had high suicide rates. You know what I'm saying? Like, you had a lot of guys who just couldn't take it no more. Was that a reoccurring thing in the prison you was in?
Well, you had some girls, about a couple girls since within my 27 years, about a couple girls done took their lives. But more so, the highest suicide rate for the female prisoners was all behind playing.
Mm-hmm.
Just playing. They was playing, Officer, I'm gonna kill myself. Officer, wanting attention or wanting to get moved closer to their girlfriend because there was certain like, say for instance there was a part for this or a part for that. So when they're not on the same part with their girlfriend, you can do certain things to manipulate the situation to get you moved over there with your girlfriend. So a lot of suicide accidents has happened in the women prison from them playing and trying to manipulate their way to another part, but it happens for real. Officer, I'ma hang myself. So they'll tell their friend, bang on the door. So tell me when she coming, I'm gonna do whatever. Boom, boom, boom. Officer, she hanging herself. She hanging herself. But they do it, just as the officer look in, they done drop to make it look real. And the officer they ain't open the door. They can't cut them down in time because they calling for backup. So the time that you waiting for backup, this like 3-4 minutes. You gone. It was just an accident. Playing. So you know what I'm saying? So it by form that happened that way. So that stuff right there be spooking me, man.
Yeah. So was it ever some times in there you see people get on drug, get high, and wig out?
Well, no, I ain't really see them wig out, but I've seen them do their little drugs and no, they just go in a good place when they get high. They all start reading books and listening to music. So, but I can say this much. I know one time this girl bought some pills in, and like a couple inmates did lose their life behind the pills. The first time the inmate lost her life, she bought the pills from the girl. She took the pills. Bam, she lost her life. Nobody thought nothing of it. All right, so second time, it was a couple months after that, another inmate took the same pills and then she lost her life behind the pills. And that's when they started investigating it. But this same inmate now, she dead off her own stash. So, I don't know.
Oh, okay. So, how did they operate visitation while you was in there? Were they strict on y'all? Cause they were so strict on us.
They wasn't that strict. I mean, you could bring money in, you could bring drugs in, so they wasn't that strict. Like, yeah, they were pretty much laid back in visitation, man. They was real laid back. Like, you get the officers in there, they barely search you. They just be like, stuff like that. But a lot of the inmates, they just, especially the black girls, they just put it in their braids because they don't never make you take your braids out. So they go in the bathroom. If they got hair, part their hair. That show used to put cologne in. The officer used to bring me cologne. I used to go through the gate. They search me, and I just put the cologne in my hair and braid my hair back. So they ain't gonna tell me to take the braids down. But yeah, they were laid back at our VP. That's where all our drugs came from. Now sometimes they would bring the dogs through there, just to act like they doing their job. But people already know because the one lady, she was on point all the time with that stuff because her daughter called her and she had her home phone hooked to her cell phone. So when her daughter called, she'd be like, I ain't bringing it in because they got the dogs in the parking lot. So she'll come back and say, the dogs in the parking lot, y'all, where everybody, they get on point.
Yeah, so, okay, one of the most dangerous things about the men prison was being short-staffed. Was it short-staffed in there too where you was at?
Oh, yeah, it was short-staffed all the time, man. Whenever we was short, I used to love, sometime, because when it's short-staffed, they're going to lock us down. We can't move freely when it's short-staffed, but at the same time, we do what we want to do because they so busy having to run, the officer got to run here, and then like when they short staffed like that, our sergeant or officer they'll go over to watch the next dorm and we by ourselves about 30 minutes. Then they'll switch back over like they was outside. Like we ain't see them just over there in the dorm. So yeah, they were just going around to dorms acting like they was just doing their rounds, but actually they didn't have enough officers and the officer was working 2 dorms and think we didn't know it. But we knew it.
Yeah, so what would you say the most influential book you read while you were locked up?
The Bible. That's all I read.
Oh, that's all you read?
I ain't read nothing else. I didn't read nothing else. And the reason why I don't read other books, and that's right now today, unless it's something spiritual. I always believe, even before I got saved, that words have power. And faith comes by hearing, and hearing by the word of the Lord.
Yeah.
So when you read, sometimes I like to read out loud because I remember more and retain more when I hear myself say it instead of reading silently. So when I'm reading, and then if the book is not a good book, thugged out book or whatever, and I'm hearing this stuff, then this stuff is going in me.
Yeah.
And this stuff is planting seeds. And I got a friend right now today, she used to always listen to certain types of music and read certain types of books. She used to come, Tree, man, you need to read what? Master of the Game, whatever. And I used to say, nah, man, I don't read that type of stuff. So she just be on her bed, just reading. And she got out and she was living what she would, all that stuff she was reading, she started trying to live it and lost her life.
Yeah.
Lost her life trying to read it. Just hanging out the window, just trying to live everything she done read in them book, Master of the Game and all that stuff, and she just lost her life, man, because words have power. I don't play with words. So I try to feed myself, positive stuff, because that's what I want in my atmosphere. I want to create, an atmosphere for myself where I can thrive.
Yeah. Was it ever a time you was in there and you seen something that was like unnatural, like something you like, wow, I can't believe I just seen it? What would you say the most shocking thing you seen while you was in there?
Well, I wouldn't say. I have to say when I probably walked up on the officer, kind of forcefully messing with an inmate.
Yeah.
She was pretty much like, no, I don't want to go to jail. I don't want to go to jail. We're going to get caught. She didn't want to do it, and he wouldn't let her out the back of the laundry room. And so at the same time, I had done kind of peeked it and saw him like roughhousing her. But I ain't really thinking that she was in danger because of the fact that I see her play with him all the time.
Yeah.
And sometimes when you playing with them and you laughing like that, then you sending off the wrong impression that you all right with this, but she really wasn't all right. And that's when I noticed right then. I said, this girl ain't all right with this. She just laughed it off because she's scared of him. But then as I was walking away from the situation, another inmate walked in that worked in the laundry room where they was at. And she happened to actually walk up on it. And because she did, he put that inmate PC. And when he put her PC, next day she was found dead.
Wow.
Blunt force trauma, because I believe what she seen. I saw the same thing, but see, he knew better not to come my way. We locked eyes now.
Yeah.
He know I saw him, but I think first of all he knew not to touch me because God's hand was on me for one, and second of all he knew I was dirty too. He knew I was laying up with them female officers, so he really was probably like, man, Tree cool. But this girl, she wasn't laying up with officers. This was a model inmate.
Yeah.
So he took her out. Yeah, he took her out.
Yeah. So had you seen or ran across anybody that worked in there since you've been out?
I don't think I ran across the officers. Now, some of them be on my page. Some of them might hit me up on social media, but I haven't I ain't ran into nobody.
Yeah.
I'm waiting to run into somebody though.
Okay. Was it ever a time in there, like, I know in the men prison you have females that come in there strictly to oppress your ass? Was it how many times you ran across officers that they just on the bullshit?
Man, that was almost okay, well, that was almost every day. I used to think that, some of them come in miserable, this, that, and the other, until, I kind of bump head with one of them. And I was like, man, you come in here every day with that old crazy stuff, man. Come, just chill. Like, we ain't even doing that. You just come in here and take your problems out on us. And then I was standing at the canteen. So after I had talked to the lady, I was standing at the canteen. And I was talking to Jen, and I was talking to my other friend, Mill. And a guy, he was real nasty. He used to always scream and holler at people for nothing. So he came up to us after the lady. I just talked to her about her being nasty. And I said, man, just let me go to the canteen. It ain't going to hurt you to let me go to the canteen. I'm coming from work. And she did. And he came up, and he's so nasty. He loved to make inmates miserable. And I couldn't stand him. And he walked up. He was like, and pointing his finger and still walking toward us real forcefully. And I remember I stood there and I said, wait a minute. I said, don't you take another step. Do not come up in my space. I'm not your child. I'm not your wife. Listen, I don't know you and you don't know me. Just like we ain't allowed to get up in your space, you're not going to get up in mine. I don't know where you get off at thinking you can just walk up on women like that or walk up on us like that. But you're not going to walk up on me, not this day. And I remember Gingy and my friend Mia went. Yeah, they just looked at me and went. And I stood up to him and I promised, God be my secret judge, take the breath out my body. This man said to me, I'm sorry. I didn't mean it. He said they teach us, they train us in academy to project ourselves like this to y'all. And I told him, when we talked, me, him, Jen, and Mia, we talked. He told us that's why he do it. That's why he does it. And I said, you can't do that to everybody. Yeah. Some of these ladies been raped. Some of these ladies been beat. Some of these ladies been abused. You cannot do that to everybody. Yeah. And he was like, he apologized, and me and him became straight. Yeah, I had to stand up to him now. I could have went to jail, but I did. I stood up to him, and he respected me ever since. And and he was a little gentleman after that. As a matter of fact, when I was leaving, he the one carried all my stuff. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Oh, okay then. So, you ever hear about a time that a female got out and actually linked up with an officer that was working on?
Yeah, I did a story about the little female. She linked up with the officer, and she had a reputation of messing with officers. So she had got switched from one institution to another institution. And he was a good little officer. And he started digging on her and everything. So he had done fell in love with her. So when she, and I guess they had talked about what they're going to do, how they're going to do it. But see, she was in the street. She was still ready to be on the pole and live a life. Now in prison, you know how it go. You speak different languages. And she was telling him what he wanted to hear because he was taking care of her, bringing her stuff in. But when it started getting close for her to go home, she started like shifting a little bit. So she was out there with him and they was together. But the thing is, it became such a burden for him because she wouldn't work. He was taking care of everything and he wound up killing himself.
Wow, he killed himself?
He killed himself. He killed himself, wow. Man. We was so upset. He was such a nice officer. I was like, man, he knew he was unequally yoked with that girl right there anyway, because he was chill. Yeah. Like, she was fast. Like, I'm like, so she got him because he was real slow and I guess happy to have a little red bone like that. But, yeah, he wound up killing himself, man.
Wow, man. We've been on him for almost... Okay then, man. Hey, man, I'm going to open up the flow, man. First 5 people, man. Y'all want to ask Tree a question, come on with it. Anybody got a question? Now's the time. Y'all like, comment, subscribe. Go follow her handle, Trees Walk. Yeah, if y'all ain't already did it.
They say how life been.
Yeah, how life been lately. That's what Chopper say.
Chopper.
Yeah.
Somebody say.
Most scary moment.
Most scary moment. I think I already did that when the girl got cut, got her neck sliced up by another girl. 2 girls was going together. They broke up. And one of them decided she gonna move on, and the other one was still in love. So she called herself moving on, and the girl came back because she felt like that was playing with her feelings, and she cut her neck, and the girl had to be airlifted. So that was the most scariest moment for me. You say, I know you say you don't date women no more, but do women still come at you? Of course they do. Women come at me all the time. But I know how to handle myself, though. I'm pretty good with handling myself. And some, and the thing is, I give a lot of grace to women. They don't gang bang in there. I give a lot of grace to women that come at me because I know that I still have some ways that may lead women on. Like I got some mannerism. I got, you know, there's still some things about me that may trigger some things in women. So I try to have grace when women come at me, because I can't say I'm completely innocent as far as initiating certain situations. I don't initiate it as far as with women, but I'm saying I still have certain mannerisms, so I can't really fault women for coming at me like that. Did you ever have a dream that felt like you actually home, and how to make it? Yeah, I had a lot of dreams that felt like I was home, and I woke up and I was mad as hell because I wasn't home. Yep.
Yeah.
When God was doing it about a woman, he says, how's the smell? You know, a lot of women, they take care of themselves, but sometimes when you go in the bathroom, you got a lot of women that's in there that's unkempt is the word, and they don't take care of themselves. It could be foul. And that's the same thing I hear though. Do females really find love with their pen pals, or is it all cap? I believe that, you know what I'm saying? I believe that pen pals, being in a pen pal situation, that could be a place of, you know, we're vulnerable. So sometimes when we're in that place, we know, you know, we get tired of seeing the same thing as Charles said. We get tired, like he was tired of being around the men. And sometimes, you know, even in the women institution, the girls have men pen pals too, so they get tired of the women too. So sometimes that thing can work out. Sometimes it can be a success story. But I just feel like the pen pal situation don't work because you trying to learn each other from a distance, so you can't really be your authentic self. You understand what I'm saying? So like with his, like even with his situation, the girl was all right with everything until he got out, and he needed to move and maneuver the way he needed to maneuver to keep his head above water. And she didn't understand that, because she can say she all right and act like she's so cool with everything, but the moment that the man need to do what he need to do, she become clingy. So you got, you know, I just feel like in situations like that, you really need to be out to see how a man move and see what type of man he is and what he got going on, and understand his mindset before you even try to, you know, like lock a man down like that. You really got to give men space to move. And I think a lot of you ladies just mess up when you become clingy because you don't trust the dude. And when you start putting all that pressure on a man, that's what makes him want to leave home and not want to be around you like that. So, you know, that's my intake on it. Are you going to start a family? Hell no. I ain't starting no family. So guess it depends on maybe like 1% that will actually make it. Yeah. No family. I agree to truly learn the person in, yeah, learn them in real life, man, because you don't know. You don't know, you know what I'm saying? Because had, you know, say for instance, she would have met him in real life, and she would have, had she met him in real life, she would have seen him moving around, doing his music, this, that, and the other. Then she would have already been like, okay, this man, he about his business, he focused. She didn't know how focused he was until he got out. See, he could give her all that time in there because that's all he had. But I hear he got to make the best of his time, because time is money. So I hear you can move and make the money.
What's up, man? Yeah, man. DMZ, what going on? Yeah, man. I'm finna get ready to get up out of here, y'all. Man, I want to thank you for coming through once again. You feel me? Yeah, it's a movie every trip.
Is this the... I don't know. They say, is this the sister that pulled up when Shawty lied about the sex charge? What sex charge?
It might be a troll or something. Oh, she said, somebody say, how do y'all go about putting people on the door? They
don't put nobody on the door. They write a request. When the females want somebody out of the door, and they just go behind their back, about 15 people get together, they get a request, and everybody sign their name on it, and, you know, give their consent to whatever the request is about. It goes to the captain read it, and maybe they'll move the inmate.
Like say a female do something, like, okay, in the men prison, a nigga do some crazy, you know what I'm saying, do something outlandish he ain't supposed to do, or get into it with his bunk mate, so a nigga make him like, hey, bro, pack your shit.
Yeah, we can't do that. We got to write a request. Nah, you write a request. See, y'all put them on the door. Right, y'all put them on the door and make them get out. Women don't know. Women Like they see a female in there that they want out the door, and they be like, man, cause she this, that, and so they'll get together, and everybody, so one person they'll write it out. They'll be like, man, and they get enough people complaining and on their team with it, giving their consent to it. And they'll be like, hey, listen, we trying to move such and such out. And they be like, hell yeah, because I don't like the way she be. And they'll sign it too. Then they'll go to the next person, listen, we trying to move her out so our door could be better, because every time she come, the officers, everybody be on their bed for recall. She be the only one up, and then the officers be being nasty and hollering at us. They be like, oh, hell yeah. And everybody sign it and drop a request on her. Then they move her. You better again.
I already know they were coming. That's why, got a good hour up out that damn thing. What going on? What it is, Latoya? Yeah, man. I'm finna get up out of here, though, man. Like I said, it was a pleasure having you here again, man. Dropping it on it from the female perspective, because it be a lot of people want to know how it go in the female prison. Tamika. She always talking about some damn ghosts.
Oh, but I'm gonna tell you something though, Tamika, before I go. One day I was in Jefferson, man, no lie, and I was laying down in the bed, and they said it was Indian Barrier territory. I believe that because I was asleep and suddenly lifted me off the bed and dropped me back down.
No.
2 times lifted me off the bed and dropped me back down. I said, hell no, there's spirits in this place. Yeah.
Wow. Hey, that would have had me effed up. But I'd have been blown. Like, boy, cause I'd have been trying to rack my brain, like, how the hell? I'm like, what?
Yeah, man, that's
Look at Tamika.
Yeah, she into them ghosts.
Yeah.
But
yeah. Look at her.
Y'all into them ghosts, boy.
Yeah. X-Files in it, bit.
Yeah, man, that in the territory, that's for real. Nah, we don't run no chain gang games.
But yeah, man, y'all stay tuned, cause I'll be back with another one. Y'all know what's going on, man. Like, comment, subscribe, share, man. Go follow Trees Walk on YouTube and on TikTok, baby. Oh, yeah. Yeah. Haunted Prison Ghost Skit featuring Tree and Charlie. They crazy. I'm finna get up out of here, y'all.
And y'all be blessed.
Already.